What's up, everybody, and welcome back to my channel. Teen Mom 2 star Kailyn Lowry has officially changed the last name of her fourth-born child, Creed. At birth, he was named Creed Romello Lopez, but of course, Kail and Chris are once again on the outs, and so she's decided, I guess as punishment or something, I don't know, to change his last name. Now, she announced this on Instagram a couple of days ago. It was during my vacation time, and by vacation, I mean minding my own business in my house because I can't do nothing time. So I was just so out to lunch on it until I saw the Ashley tweet about it this morning. But she announced it on her Instagram. Someone asked her, what is Creed's full name? And then she responded by saying that it is Creed Romello Lowry Lopez now. So it is hyphenated. As a quick reminder, all four of Kail's kids have different last names. The first is Isaac Rivera, followed by Lincoln Marroquin. Then there is Lux Lowry, and now there is Creed Lowry Lopez. My guess is that Kail tried to get his last name changed just to Lowry so that he could at least match his brother, but something might have happened along the way with Chris that made it so that she wasn't able to do that. I think that he was a lot more willing to with Lux because he was in a darker place at the time. If you recall, there were a couple of reports claiming that Chris had actually tried to sign away his rights to Lux, so maybe that's why he didn't care as much back then. But these days, at least on Instagram, which is always telling the truth, y'all, Chris seems to appear to want to be more involved as a father in his children's lives. So I think that he really campaigned against this full last name change from Lopez to just Lowry, you know, by proving his presence and everything. You know, one thing I want to note here too is that maybe the domestic violence case against Kail might actually have worked against her in this situation as well. If you recall, she allegedly assaulted Chris over the summer in regards to a haircut that he provided for their son Lux, and you know, she is actually set to be arraigned in regards to that case in a couple of weeks now on January 21st. So I feel like all of this had to have maybe counted for at least something when it comes to this last name situation, you guys. You know, in my opinion, and I think I've always shared this, I feel as though Kail and all of these girls having kids with boyfriends should just give the kids their own last name. You know what I mean? I feel like it is the safest bet here, because if this person is not committing to being with you and you're the one carrying this kid, nursing this kid, giving up your time and everything for this kid, why not give the kid your own last name? You know, these relationships have never really panned out for any of them. Look at her. She's got 4 kids, all these different men. She's single. It would have been a lot easier for her to just give all of these kids her own last name. You know, Isaac Lowry. Lincoln could have been a Marroquin because she was married to Javi, and like it would have been nice for them all to share like a last name, but I don't think she even ultimately wound up taking his name. But you know, Lux Lowry and Creed Lowry as well would have been just fine, especially those 2 last ones, Lux and Creed, because she never had a legitimate relationship with Chris. That man never claimed her. She was texting him through his aunt. You know what I mean? So why would you give a man like that the honor of, you know, his last name being passed down through the children that you nurse and carry? It couldn't be me personally, but I digress, you guys. You know, and especially knowing how uninvolved Chris was allegedly with Lux. Sorry, by the way, that's construction happening literally right by my doorstep. I'm like looking at the construction people right now. But you know, like you already knew that he wasn't that involved with your first child. Why would you go through this again with the second child that you have from him? The whole thing is such a mess. It seriously lacks basic common sense. But you know what? That is just the way that Kail seems to function in her day-to-day life. Like she seems to thrive on having to go to the courthouse, whether it is to file false PFAs against people or it is to change her children's last name. You guys, how do you feel about Kail now changing Creed's last name at 5 months old? He is now Creed Romello Lowry Lopez. And how do you feel about it being hyphenated? Do you think that that is something that Kail wanted to have happen, or do you think that that is something that Chris forced to have happen because he now is committed to being involved in his children's lives? Make sure to let me know all of your thoughts and opinions in the comment section down below, and as usual, we'll chat. That's all for now. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.